Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sash. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello, hotties of the world, and welcome back to another sexy little episode of Smoke Sesh. My name's Hannah, your host, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. I have been on my adult bullshit game. I don't know. I'm turning 26. I'm having a lot of realizations. I'm making doctor's appointments. I'm doing shadow work. It feels a little bit all too much. There's also a full moon today. So your girl is kind of going through it. But I think when I'm going through it, it does kind of make for the best episodes because I have so many life lessons to share. So please strap in. Buckle up for a little bit of a silly, fun episode today, you guys. Oh my God, the last episode... it was titled like frontal lobe development. My dumbass, I spelled frontal lobe development wrong, so I put frontal lobe, and I absolutely would have not seen it unless one of you guys DM me. So shout out to you, girly. Thank God one of us can spell. But maybe my frontal lobe isn't fully developed because the fact that I completely spelled it wrong and uploaded it is crazy. I've always had a problem with spelling though. I remember in first grade, over summer break, we, not learning anything. I'm outside in the woods playing around, rolling around in the mud and dirt. I am not doing any homework, babe. I'm not even picking up a pencil. That's for fucking sure. And I remember it was like, okay, we're going back to school tomorrow. Can you fill out, your introduction paperwork, the fun little paperwork where it's like, what's your name? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? And I went to go write my name down and I started having a panic attack because I could not spell my name. Bitch, it's 3 letters. 3 letters total. 6, but 3 letters. It's spelled the same way front and back. I was like, I don't know how to spell. My mom had like a full circle moment because she's a first grade teacher, and I think she was like, what the fuck, my daughter doesn't know how to spell her own name. This is sad, mamas. Anyways, so if you ever see anything spelled wrong, that's on me. Genuinely, my brain just does not work that way. Also, it's so funny how the episodes that it's always like this when you're a content creator, it's always like the content you make that you're like, wow, this is amazing, this is fantastic, this is gonna be like, it's gonna blow up, like it really touched my heart, so I think it'll touch somebody else's. That shit never does good. Never, ever, ever, ever. It's so funny because the ones that do good, that get like 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 plus listens, watches, whatever, even 1 million, is the ones where you're like, I don't know about that one, but I'm just gonna upload it. Fuck it. Like, I made it, I created it. What do we have to lose? Let's just put it up. Those are the ones that really do the best, which is last episode. I felt like, yeah, maybe I wasn't on my, best game ever, but you guys seem to really enjoy it and took some life lessons out of it. So thank you for listening, and thank you for understanding the riddles that my brain likes to put out there instead of sentences. It means the world to me, and I really appreciate all of you guys. Also, someone messaged me. So I've been doing the Spotify ads. Thank you. If you listen to the Spotify ads, they do pay me. It is one of the only ways I get paid for this podcast. I think technically the ads only play if you're not a free listener. So thank you if you're not a free listener just for sitting through those. Really genuinely appreciate it. But also, I am not in control of the ads they play, which is also a big reason why I was like, maybe I don't want to do it, because like, why the fuck would I ever trust Spotify to choose my ads for me? And someone messaged me and was like, girl, the first ad that played in your most recent episode was a Trump promotional ad. I about lost my goddamn mind. I was immediately in my emailing my Spotify rep like, bitch, what the fuck is this? What is going on? Why are you allowing this? Why the fuck is it on my podcast? And how the fuck do I ban that motherfucker right now? And she was like, no, because I was worried that I was putting out Republican vibes and then maybe it was like AI targeting me. She's like, no, the targeted ads are based on the listeners, the same way like YouTube ads are, like all of my YouTube ads are all about Pretty Litter and the cat robot litter box, which I definitely do not want, which is so funny because like of course all of my targeted ads are about cats, but I don't want Trump anywhere fucking near me. So if you hear a Trump ad, fuck that motherfucker. I hope he DIES, yes I said it. And no, I did not approve that ad. So sorry if you have to hear from him. I was really hoping this would be a safe space. But yeah, I got that DM and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that was an option. What the actual fuck? What the fuck? But yes, thank you for listening to those ads. They do pay quite well. And hopefully I will be able to create some new fun content with my new upcoming free time here soon. I was about to be like, I really haven't been up to a lot, but if I'm being honest, I have been way busier than I ever have in my entire life. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, busier than I have been for the past 6 months at least. The one thing about summer is like, if you want to have a good summer, you have to say yes to things. Oh, you're tired. Oh, you don't want to go outside. Oh, you don't want to get up from your couch. Well, guess what? You're going to have a shitty summer. It just is what it is. Those events that you want to go to, but you're too tired to go to, get up, go to them. You're going to have a good time. I promise you. You're going to enjoy your time there, but you have to get the fuck up and go. It's gonna suck, putting yourself together, getting ready, driving there, but as soon as you are in that event, in that space, at that place, you will have a good time, and that's how you create memories. Do not let your laziness overshadow what it is to just experience life. You know what I mean? So my weekend looked like Thursday. My boyfriend's friend was hosting like a house show at his place, and they have like their garage is in the back, so the bands just drove around to the back, and then the backyard was where the house show was in the garage. It was like a local punk show, nothing crazy, but I posted a video of everybody moshing, and the girls were like, I'm scared for you. Are you okay? Yes, girl. Like, a house show is where it's at. You want to have fun. You want to get into like the degenerate vibes and just like experience life. Go to a house show, and you find your local house shows by like going to maybe bigger shows at more established venues, and then just meeting people, looking for flyers, getting to know the bands, and I guarantee the bands are going to be playing house shows around you. House shows are underrated. Bring back house shows. Love a venue, but like I love the degenerate mess that happens and the more stories that happen at just a place that's a little bit more unlawful. You know what I mean? But yeah, me and my boyfriend went there. They were like grilling hot dogs out back and putting them on skate decks and handing them around. I'm like, you know what? I'll eat a skate deck hot dog. Fuck it. First hot dog of the season. Let's go. I drank a shit ton of quirks there. I was trying not to get too fucked up, but like, to be honest, you kind of do have to be fucked up to deal with that mess. But we had a good time. I wasn't out too late because the next day, my friend was renting a party bus because she had her last day nursing at the hospital she was at before she goes to anesthesiology school. So it was kind of like a little bit of a birthday celebration for her, as well as a little bit of a goodbye celebration. And it was also Nurses Day at the K. So it's like perfect. She rented a party bus, pull up. There's like 50 people on this fucking party bus. And also we were doing Borgs for the party bus. I have not been keeping up with like the college drinking games and what you do for drinking at college, and the new thing, or not even new, it's been around probably since the year I left. I left college fairly early, for being honest, is Borgs. And essentially it's just you take like a gallon jug of water, you pour out half the water, fill the rest up with vodka, and then just whatever flavoring you want. So I did Mio Energy and sugar-free pink lemonade packets. Bitch, I was like, I'm only going to drink 1/3 of it. By the end of the party bus, my Borg was empty. It was empty. Yeah. But the party bus pulled up to the Royals game. I didn't realize party buses can also like tailgate. I've never done a tailgate off a party bus. So they pulled up to the Royals game. They had like a pop-up tent, folding chairs, a table, and we just stood out in the sunshine and giggled and had a grand old time. Went to the Royals game. I think I ate like 3 hot dogs, chugged some more alcohol, enjoyed just the beautiful summer weather, giggled with some new people, met some new people. You know what? I would like to say as well, happy Nurses Week. I personally am doing my part for the nurses by never ever going to the hospital, because goddamn, y'all have it hard. And I hate the rhetoric of, oh, all of the mean bitchy girls, the worst girls you knew in high school are becoming nurses. No, they're not, babe. I hate to break it to you. No, they're not. The worst girls you knew in high school are real estate agents. The worst girls you knew in high school are selling insurance. You know what I mean? Nurses are so selfless, and like, yeah, they're going to be a little bit of a bitch, because if you had to deal with even an ounce of what they're dealing with from the general public, you would lose your goddamn mind. Lose your fucking mind. Shout out to my nurses out there. Kudos, mama. You go through so much and you do not get paid enough. Nurses, teachers, any sort of public, so anybody who's working with the general public, girl, you can be working in an H&M, you deserve a raise. Yes, you do, because people have lost their goddamn minds, and we are forced to put up with so much bullshit that is just not necessary. And guess what? Every nurse on that party bus was so fun, so kind, so inclusive, getting to know you. What's your name? How are you? You know, wanting to just know more about each other. And I found that to be so wholesome and just so energetic. So I'll ride for my nurses. That's for goddamn sure. And then after, we walked back to the party bus, and whoever made it back to the party bus, which was about 15 people were dropping like flies. We then went out to a karaoke bar, which was so fun. My friend rented a karaoke room, and we just screamed our little hearts off in this karaoke bar. I woke up the next morning and my throat was like raw from how much I was screaming into that microphone. Girl, get me off. I needed to go home. Luckily, I wasn't out too late. I've realized when it comes to going out, as long as I'm home before 1, I'm usually pretty good. I'm able to get a good amount of rest where I don't feel too shitty the next day. And also, because I'm going to bed a little bit early, I'm waking up a little bit early, so I feel like I'm not losing my day completely. But then the next day, here's the thing. If you're going out and you're drinking and you're getting so incredibly fucked up to the point where you know you're going to be so incredibly hungover the next day, you might as well work. What are you going to do? Sit at home and suffer? Hell no. You might as well suffer on the clock and get paid for your suffering. You know what I mean? So I pulled up to work, and half the people were missing. Half the people at my job were missing. Hello, I thought we're supposed to be here working. Why is nobody here? So Saturday kind of sucked in that aspect. But once again, when I'm hungover, the best way to do it is just to like lock in and try and make some money and at least distract myself a little bit. Because if I'm sitting at home, I am completely and solely focused on the suffering. But if I'm at work or something, I'm at least distracted by the annoying people in front of me or the person complaining and asking for the manager. Like, girl, he does not give a fuck. I'm not getting the manager. I'm so sorry, babe. But Saturday night flew by because we were short-staffed per usual, and I was just hungover, and I took the biggest section because I was like, I need to mentally get through this somehow. And then after getting home at like 12:30 from work, I woke up bright and early on Sunday for Mother's Day. You know who else doesn't get paid enough? Mothers. Yup. Kudos, mama, to my mothers. You are incredible. You are so powerful. You are so strong. You are amazing. You literally are otherworldly. The fact that women have a portal within their bodies to be able to create life and bring it forth. Yes, men should be on their knees kissing our feet, and I don't know why the fuck they're not, as if they forgot we're fucking divine creatures. Yeah, bitch. You deserve all the praise in the world. You deserve all the love in the world. I love you. Thank you for being a mother if no one has told you. But I woke up, made about 18 pounds of bacon, candied bacon, because my mom made a bunch of casseroles. Someone else brought, cinnamon rolls, fresh fruit. It was like, what the fuck do I bring? Meat. That's what I'm bringing. So I made candied bacon, pulled myself together, made it over to my mom's house bright and early for brunch, chugged a couple mimosas, hung out with my family, sitting in the sunshine. It's finally getting hot. It's going to be a hot, hot summer. I'm ready to go lay in the sun, get a little crispy, get a little bit of a sunburn. There's no better feeling. And yeah, that's kind of how I'm kicking off the summer so far. Listen, am I tired today? Yes. Am I exhausted? Am I a little burnt out? Yes. But looking back on like the long weekend I had so much fun. I had so much fun. And I'm so incredibly glad that I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just go to the thing. You know what? Do I want to go? Probably not, but I'm going to go. I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to pull myself together. I'm going to make my Borg. I'm going to go to this house show. I'm going to fight my way through the pit. I'm going to have a good time. And I did. Those are memories that I'm going to stick with for the rest of my life, that I will always look back fondly of. Summer of 25. And all I had to do was literally say yes. So easy. So easy. And guess what? If you don't have friends who plan things, you can be the planner. Like, I'm planning something right now for my birthday. It just takes one person to be like, okay, I have everything figured out. Show up at this time. People will show up. I guarantee it. People will show up. Sometimes you got to become the planner, but what kind of summer do you want to live? What do you want to say yes to? What do you want to experience? Go out, go do it, go live life. Life is meant to be lived, you guys. It might be a little exhausting, but damn, isn't that the point of it all? But yeah, that's really all I have to catch you guys up on. Let's see, coming up, oh my God, I made a women's health appointment. Scary. Please, if you're a woman, you need to be doing your yearly checkups. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you do. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, all the things. You need to make sure you are in check and taken care of. Women's health is protection. It is safety. Find a doctor you like. I didn't realize you could, you know how people do Rate My Professor? I didn't realize people do that for doctors as well. So I took like a full day. This was a couple years ago when I was looking for my new doctor, my new women's health doctor. I took a full day to like look at all the doctors within my insurance and like look at the reviews. And finally I found one, and she is the best doctor ever. I love her endlessly, and I'm honestly so excited to go see her. But I haven't had my period, and I don't know if my IUD is out of place. So I was like, I fear it's time for a women's health checkup. So I will be doing that on Wednesday because I'm so incredibly brave. And I just know it needs to be done. I haven't been in 2 years. Oops, but I didn't have insurance, and I finally do now. So might as well use it to the best of my ability. Hopefully I have no surprise pop-up information next week. Hopefully everything's in place and functioning okay. Amen. But I have that coming up. May in general is just going to be a very busy month for me. I have that, and then also, I don't know, the Scorpio full moon today is really kind of fucking with my emotions in a way that I haven't had them fucked with in a second. More so because I am learning to address maybe the darker side of life. I've spent a lot of my time, I don't know, I feel like I went too far into the darker side. So it became a survival tactic of mine to really only focus on the positive. And that, I mean, did its job. I was able to see more positive things, to live a positive life, to kind of push off the darkness from overtaking me and be able to balance things out a bit more. But now I realize I've completely neglected that side of myself. And although it's harder to deal with that side of myself, it is something that I do need to address. And I am brave enough to say that I don't think I can address those things alone. And I do think I need professional help to do so. So I'm also starting therapy in 2 weeks, like real sit down, fuck the Zoom call. I can't do a Zoom call. I need to be in person to hold myself accountable. But therapy, real therapy, I don't know. With my 26th coming up, I'm doing a lot of reflection. And luckily, I'm not doing reflection in like a panic attack way. I'm doing it in like, okay, so where is this next chapter leading us? Like, where do I see myself this next year, or maybe in this next half of my 20s? And I kind of realized my my early 20s, I was really faking being an adult. And that's the thing about your early 20s, is that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be kind of faking it till you make it, because you have no fucking clue what's going on. Insurance, I don't know. Roth IRA, I don't know. Rent, I don't know. Like, all of these different things that you're supposed to be doing, figuring out, jobs, internships, college, going back to school, whatever it may be. You're kind of just faking it until you kind of figure it out. But once you hit that mid 20s point, you kind of do have like the basics figured out. You've laid the groundwork. You're at least like one level above where you have that stability, and now you're able to focus on other things. And I'm realizing now I have a little bit more mental space to maybe work on the blockages that I'm holding internally that are holding me back emotionally, physically, spiritually, or whatever you want to put it. And I do think a lot of that is going to be just like mental gymnastics of me working with a therapist and working through those darker side of things. I realized this when I was doing the Artist's Way. I haven't done an Artist's Way update. I fell off. We're going to be honest. I completely fell off. I made it to like the 4th week. And then that 4th week is when my life just went completely haywire at the beginning of April, when my car got stolen, my cat had an emergency surgery again. I paid like all of my money to taxes. Like, it was crazy busy. I was working overtime. It was just so overwhelming. And I got kind of caught up with life. But I do think the Artist Way is about creativity, yes, but the activities that the Artist Way was having me do were things that I was already doing within my daily life. So I felt like the activities didn't make a huge impact on me. If you don't do a lot of art, I think it can make a big impact on you. But it was like the journaling activities, the just once a week artist date. I was already kind of doing those things, so it didn't feel like a huge major change. I mean, it was good to feel committed to those things. But what was really fucking me up was it has you do creative art, and then also it makes you do this shadow work that I was not used to doing, of talking about like the inner critic and where did that stem from, who's somebody who are always put you down in life, like what negative emotional baggage are you carrying on from them, or what things did they teach you that you could still believe in but know is not true. Like, this deep internal work that I was not used to doing, and it kind of set me into a bit of a mental spiral. And I'm realizing just because that emotional work is hard doesn't mean it's not important. And in fact, it probably means that it's more important. But I am brave enough to say that I don't think I can do that shit alone. I think I do need somebody else to help me work through those emotions. And also, more importantly, I think it's important to have a third party perspective when it comes to those things. I even told my boyfriend yesterday, I was like, genuinely, no offense, like, love ya, but there are some things that I just simply cannot tell you, or I feel like I can't talk to anybody about, because you do know me fully as a person. You know who I am. You have this preconceived idea of who I am. And I do think when I speak about these things, I need it to be with somebody who, I mean, sees me, but more so sees me in a scientific sense, in an understanding sense, without all these preconceived ideas. And I think that's when a therapist can come in very, very handy. Not only do they have ratings on doctors, but they also have ratings on therapists. So if you're like, I don't know which therapist to try, go to Psychology Today. I think that's where I went. And I just looked in therapists in my area and looked at their reviews, looked at what they specialized in. I kind of just picked one that sounded good to me, or like could help me with what I want to work through. This one specifically works with like childhood trauma, BPD, emotional regulation, and then they do a lot of like DBT therapy and EMDR therapy, which I've never done, but I'm excited to try. So yes, that will be a fun, new, brave, big step in my life. I feel like this next era of my life will really be kind of healing my inner teen. I've realized I have lived for my inner child for a long time, which was just seeking freedom and seeking just like the truth of what I want and going after those things. And my inner teen's a little bit more emotional. She's a little bit more moody and emo. And I think I'm gonna have to do a lot of emotional work coming up here soon, but I think it'll be so worth it. I think it'll make me into a better person. And I think it'll also make my anxiety a little bit less intensive, because recently my anxiety has been out of control in a way that I haven't felt in a long time. Not because I feel like my life is going wrong. The funny thing about mental illness and anxiety is it can be based in nothing at all, but you can still be feeling it. And that's something I also want to address. But if you're somebody who's like, I am also feeling overwhelmed with a certain emotion, or maybe there's certain issues that I want to tackle in life that I'm a little bit scared to, work on, and I don't feel comfortable doing it alone, I highly recommend therapy. Like I said, look for somebody that you think will mesh well with you. I highly recommend in-person therapy. When I do virtual therapy, I feel like I'm more willing to lie, and not lie in a malicious sense, but lie that I'm okay, because it doesn't feel personal. When I am there in person, I feel more connected emotionally and physically to the environment at hand and to the emotional state at hand. Also, if you're doing therapy, the therapy freeze is a real thing, where you go to therapy and everything you've been thinking about the week before just completely slips out of your mind, and you sit down and she asks how you're feeling and you're like, honestly, great. Like, sure, you might be in that moment, but babe, all the things you've thought up the week before, write them down. Have like a notes list of topics you want to discuss, things you want to handle before going in. I think that's very helpful. So then you don't have that therapy freeze when you go in for your appointment. And therapy can be expensive. Work with your insurance, maybe to find somebody who is within your provider range. But I know this is going to be an investment. And if there's one thing I'm going to invest my money in, let it be me. I'll stop my online shopping. I'll stop whatever random spending going out to eat, if it means that I can become a little bit more mentally put together and understanding of myself. The funny thing about growing up is it's constantly leveling up. Even when I feel like, I'm having a hard time on a level, you will complete it and move forward. It really is kind of a video game. And my early 20s kind of felt like the adventure part of the video game, where you're collecting fun items, you're talking to people, going on an adventure, storytelling, things like that. And I feel like this next one I'm coming up to is kind of like the big boss level, where it's like, okay, girl, you better lock in and fight your hardest. So that will be very fun and very exciting. But I know all the hard work will pay off, and it'll be so much more worth it. And life will become a little bit easier if I dare to just put the work in on myself. But yeah, that's all I have coming up. My birthday's coming up. I'm very excited for that. I've been planning that and what me and my girls are going to do. It's going to be such a beautiful day. I think we're just going to go to the pool and lay out in some sunshine, eat some good food, have a little drink, enjoy our time. What more can you ask for, honestly? It really is the little things that matter the most. And yeah, sorry for the long update, but girl, I've been booked and busy this summer. We got a lot coming up. And you know what? It's been good. Say yes to those things. Go out, enjoy life. Life is meant to be experienced. All it takes is a little bit of bravery to get out there and to maybe try new things, to put yourself in new situations, and to do the best you can. But with that being said, enough of my rambling. Let's get into your guys' questions. We'll go through a little bit of like a question roulette here, and try and get as many done as we can. Hooked up with someone across the country and can't get over it. Help. Okay, listen, not everybody is the love of your life, and I do think you will have seasons with people. And I think what's beautiful about like a hookup, or like, oh, I went to this country and I had this fling, or I went to this place and I had this little summer fling, or whatever, is that experience exists in that time and space forever, and you will always be able to look fondly back on that experience. You can have good experiences and leave them in the past. And in fact, I highly encourage you to do so, especially if you're like, that experience was perfect for that summer, but I understand that it can't live on throughout my entire life. Like, it's just not going to work realistically. You can still look back in fondness and be like, I had a great time with that person. We had some great freaky times together. He showed me the country. We had a ball, a blast, It was like a summer romance movie lived out in real life. You will always have that memory to look back on and to love and to cherish and to be proud of yourself for, doing and experiencing. But also you can understand that that is not something that can live on forever naturally. Some people come through your life for seasons, some people come through your life for a week, some people come to your life for forever. And you need to learn which is which and understand that you can appreciate a situation for what it is without needing it to continue on. Let that person experience you for a season and move on with your life. Continue forward. How to discover yourself at 26 when you feel lost and like there are so many options in life. Start saying yes. Start saying yes. You have choice paralysis. You kind of have life paralysis right now where you're like, well, I could do this, but I could do this, but I could do this, but I could do this. Me right now, there's something about your mid-20s that gets you to dream a little bit more because you realize, wow, I did so much in my early 20s. Impressive. I truly can go out there and do whatever I want. But then you start dreaming a little harder and then you get that choice paralysis of like, there's so many things I want to do. Start with one, try it out, say yes, get out there, put yourself out there. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You have so many other dreams to go out and try. I guarantee they will always be waiting for you. Stand strong beside yourself, but just say yes and try things out. Stop sitting on your couch and trying to think your way through a perfect situation. It's not going to happen. You have to get out there and just experience, try. Once you put yourself in a situation of like, okay, well, maybe I want to be a nurse. But once you know, maybe you talk to some nurses or you start school, you start maybe watching a couple YouTube videos on what the experience is like as a nurse, you will realize quickly, okay, is this something I'm passionate about or was this just like a fleeting idea? Then move forward. But don't let the paralysis keep you from living life. There are so many lives out there to be lived. You need to go out and take a hold of them, try them on, see if they fit, move forward. Am I actually good in bed or is it just in my head? How to really tap into good sex? Leave the performance aspect out of it. I don't think it's about performance. It truly is about pleasure. So I think you can be good in bed and not have to be swinging from the ceilings, including 8 million toys, putting on an hour and a half performance. You don't have to put on a porn star performance to be good in bed. Are you giving your partner pleasure? Are they receiving pleasure? Are you able to like tease them or play it out or like hit the spots that they enjoy? Can you read your partner? That's how you're good at sex. There is no special trick. There is no special, oh, well, you can do this thing or I have the hack to a perfect day in bed. No. Can you read your partner's body language and pleasure, and can you give it to them that way? You know, it's the same with like love languages. I think sex is all about love languages, and sexual love languages are going to be a little bit different than like interpersonal love languages. Obviously, you know, how they tick, what they enjoy, what turns them on. Everybody's different. Learn their kinks, learn what they like. That's how you become good in bed. Any summer plan ideas? You give me so much hope and positivity. You really are a fairy godmother. Oh, love you, queen. Summer activities, running away to the forest. The older I get, the more I understand why people completely move off grid and run away to be in the middle of the forest and speak to nobody. I think my dream has completely changed. I live in the city, love the city, but also I'm so ready to just be in the country, in the fields, in the forest, just out with nature. I love animals more than I could ever love people. And I think my summer plans are just getting outside, being with nature, being in the forest, going, it's almost strawberry season, so going strawberry picking in May. I want to go to like strawberry festivals. I want to go pick as much fresh fruit as I can from the local farms. There's this tea making class coming up at a local herbery. I want to go make teas. I want to go connect with nature. The owner of my restaurant has chickens. I want to go out to his farm and go get some fresh eggs. I want to go support local farmers market. I want to learn how to make bread. I want to go on hikes. I want to go experience the nature around me that maybe I haven't been able to. I want to go lay in the river. I just want to be outside with nature. When I tell you every single day, like literally right now, I'm sure my neighbors are hearing this entire podcast, but like, welcome for the early viewing, girls. But I leave my front door open all day just because the fresh air is just so nice and crisp and beautiful right now. Take advantage of the weather. It's going to be hot as balls coming up here soon. So please, for the love of God, enjoy it before it's all humid and sweaty and gross out. But yeah, my summer plans are just being outside, lizarding by the pool, getting my tan on, running around the forest like the fairy I am. Any tips you have for being less anxious while smoking weed? Illy. So my anxiety condition, like I said, has been a little bit out of control. And obviously that means when I smoke weed, my anxiety gets a little bit more out of control than I would like. I cannot use weed to manage my anxiety. It just will not happen. I am one of the people who is more prone to more anxiety when I smoke, obviously. I think some people don't get that effect. Others do. For me personally, I do. Usually when I smoke, it's like okay, first 15 minutes I'm a bit anxious. Of course, I'm very anxious, but then after that 15 minutes it does kind of wear off. Strain also plays a factor. Sativas get me more anxious than indicas, but now that my anxiety is a little bit out of control, I feel like I've cut back on the smoking. As you've noticed, I haven't smoked with you guys in a second because I just feel like I get too in my head and I can't actually sit down and connect with you guys on a level that I would like. And listen, the drugs don't control my life. I'm happy to leave that out for an episode if it means I can put out a good connective episode. But also when it comes to like just smoking on my own, I really try and build the aspect of a safe space. When I'm in a safe space and I do get anxiety, I'm able to calm myself down a little bit more. So making sure that, my house is clean, I feel comfortable in it. I'm not going to get anxious from anything around me. I have like jazz music playing in the background. That helps with my anxiety. Also, I think when I get anxious in any aspect, especially when it comes to the weed, having something to do to distract your mind always helps. If you're anxious and you're just sitting there scrolling on your phone, you are going to become even more anxious, okay? Price your bodies in this TJ Maxx for me. Did you guys see that video? She ate them up. I know she was in active psychosis. Yes, that is what active psychosis looks like, but she kind of ate them up. price your bodies here in this TJ Maxx for me. Oh my god. What a good Borg name. Price your Borgs here in this TJ Maxx for me. But yeah, having something to do, especially when you're high, getting artsy, doing some pen and paper, watercolors, painting. And when it comes to doing art while you're high, get abstract. Do not try and do realism. You will get even more anxious or like, I'm not doing it right, whatever. Get abstract, colors, shapes, have fun, pull out the stickers, you know what I mean. Channel your inner child when you're doing art while high. Or my favorite thing to do is I get high, I get anxious, and then I just start doing the dishes. All of a sudden, all the laundry's done. I've folded everything. All of the dishes put away. I've deep cleaned and mopped my kitchen because I'm like running away from the demons a little bit. But do something. That always helps with the anxiety. Why do boys never follow through? He made a plan to hang yesterday but slept through it because he doesn't actually care. And don't let him lie to you and be like, no, babe, no, I do care. Because when a man is in love, he will have 8 alarms set to not miss that one date with you. Yep, and that's just the truth of it all. And men will love to lie through their teeth to get you hanging on by a thread. You know what I mean, girls? They love to hit you with the no, babe, but I love you. But I was gonna do this thing. But I was gonna. Oh, but what, bitch? But what? Words are just background noise. I don't give a fuck about words. What are his actions showing you? Is it showing you love? Is it showing you understanding? Is it showing you peace? Obviously fucking not. Especially if he made plans, he initiated the plans and then fell through on them. He does not give a fuck about you. That is for sure. Please listen to me very clearly, girls. Actions are everything. Are they showing you that they love you? Are they showing you that they appreciate and understand the value of your time? No. Then they're a piece of shit and you need to leave them in the dirt where they deserve. Very simple, very simple. Ooh, should I break up with my boyfriend now or wait until my lease is up in August? I would wait until your lease is up. Yeah, definitely. Not to be like a bitch who's dragging it on or to be like sly or shady in any sort of way. But that awkwardness of having to live with your partner after you guys break up is like too much mentally. I think you should just wait it out through the summer. I know. And is that mean of me to say? I just think it's like, don't rock the boat. And then also like, it's going to make their life so much more difficult throughout the summer having to live with your ex and your life. So you might as well just like keep the peace until you know you both have a good solid kind of out, if you know what I mean. Being okay with normal life. I feel like I'm supposed to aim so high. I just want to be happy. You know what? Real. the older I get, the more I realize like the simple life really is for me. I know I do like social media, and you would think like the average way that this would go for me is like keep getting followers, keep gaining notoriety, keep gaining fame, maybe have like a TV show one day, a talk show one day, a radio show one day. I really don't think that's where I'm going with this. Like, I'm not fame hungry. I'm not looking for more notoriety or anything like that. I really am genuinely so happy with the community we've created here. It is so incredibly positive and understanding. It's a good amount of you girls here. Hello, there's like 100,000 people here every month. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's insane. I am so happy with everything that I have accomplished. But the older I get, the more I realize how much like stability and calm and peace is more important to me than anything else in life. I drive by this little like daycare, church daycare every single day, and I see all the kids out playing, and I think back to my high school days when I was a 2-year-old teacher, and I'm like, you know what? If everything fell through, if all of this fell through, if every single person stopped listening, I think I would still be happy just being a 2-year-old teacher. Like, I think I would be happy living a simple life because it is so calming. You have your routine down every day. You have something to look forward to. You have a job that you don't completely hate. Sure, is it like CEO, outer space, astronaut, doctorate? No, it's not. But also, we don't have to always be those things. If that's what you want to be, don't give up on that dream. Go become that thing. But also, if you don't aim or want to aim for these big things, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're happy just being a school teacher for the rest of your life, somebody's got to do it. And in fact, if you're passionate about it, I highly recommend you doing it. If you're happy being the janitor, period, go become the janitor. If you're happy working at a restaurant the rest of your life, do it. No one's stopping you. As long as you're happy, I think that's what's important. And I think, yeah, if you don't aim high, then like, who cares? As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And sometimes the simpler things do make people the happiest. First STI confirmed. Any tips? It's not that bad, I swear. Just mortified emotionally, real. The older you get, the more you realize everybody's on cocaine, and also STIs are so incredibly common because everybody's doing it raw. That's why I harp on you guys, and it's for a reason, because girl, I've been where you are now, to ask your partners when's the last time they've been tested, to quiz them, to wear that condom, girl. Yes, absolutely, because sure, in the long run, STIs, some of them are very easy to get rid of. Take a little pilly, get a little shot, whatever it is that you need. But ultimately, I mean, sexual protection is very important, and I want you guys to be sexually protected with birth control, making sure that your partner is a safe, loving, comforting partner, making sure that their partner is taking care of themselves and also taking care of you to make sure you are sexually protected. I think all those things are so incredibly important and very overlooked on. I think the whole like casuality that people have instilled on each other when it comes to sex is honestly very, very harmful, emotionally and physically. Listen, sex is anything but casual, and we need to start treating it that way. It is literally like a interchanging of souls. If a man is able to make you come, like, girl, you're gonna be practically in love with him. For real, no, but your body's gonna at least feel that way for sure. So yeah, take it a little seriously. And also, if you have an STI, don't sweat it. Make sure you have it under control, or you get the medication necessary. Talk to your doctor. Go to the doctor. Don't be afraid to get your help there. And also, when it comes to your next sexual partner, making sure you're having that conversation. Of course, I didn't think about any of these things until I got one. And then I was like, oh my God, I need to be interrogating every man I sleep with, because like, oh my God, I don't want another one. It's just a bitch to deal with, and not something that I think anybody should have to deal with. And men are all infected, so you might as well go and ask them. How to be good at having interesting conversations. I have learned, honestly, that having interesting conversations simply comes from asking people questions. Oh, so what do you do? Oh, that's amazing. What's your passion? Where'd you go to school? Where'd you grow up? What was your hometown like? What's your favorite thing right now? Just asking people questions. And then people always love to answer questions. People always love to answer questions. Trust me, from a bitch who answers questions all day, people love to answer questions. Ask them questions. That's how you have interesting conversations. People have so many interesting stories to tell, and you never know like what stories people have to tell unless you ask them. It'll help them open up. It'll help you guys connect. Maybe you have equal levels or playing fields to connect on, to bond over, things like that. But ask people questions. People love to get asked questions. People love to answer questions. And I do think it helps people come out of their shell and stop with the surface level conversation and get more into the deep things. This is interesting. Do you see yourself moving out of Kansas City? Honestly, yeah, I do. The older I get, the more I do. I do love Kansas City. It has a really special place in my heart. Absolutely. I never thought I would be able to love my city when I was growing up, especially in high school. I wanted nothing more but to get the fuck out of here and just go as far as I possibly could, no matter where it took me. It took me to Omaha, Nebraska. Girl, you could have gone anywhere. Like, why the hell did you go there? I mean, shout out to my Omaha girlies. Y'all did me well when I was there. But yeah, like, hello, you can go anywhere. And the city life is so convenient. I do love the city life where it's like 2 minutes down the road. I mean, you can walk everywhere. 2 minutes down the road, you can get whatever you need. It's so convenient. But I don't mind a little bit of inconvenience. And honestly, I think I really just want some peace and quiet. I think I just want some peace and quiet. Like, I'm ready to go out into the country and just like hear nothing but birds, to see the sunset and only greenery. Like, I think that's really what I'm aiming for now. And I think my parents will also probably move to Oregon within the next 10 years, if I had to guess, just because my mom's family is all out there. I don't think I could see myself living in Oregon, but I could see myself living in California, like Northern California. I think I am a California girl at heart. I could absolutely see myself living in Montana or like Wyoming, out in the country out there. I think it's so incredibly beautiful. The nature that it has to offer is just breathtaking. But also there's a little piece of me that truly does love the Midwest, loves the Kansas side of myself, the Kansas country girl, the plains. And I could also just see myself moving out to the country out here. That's something for Hannah down the road to figure out, because bitch, best believe I do not have the money to buy a house right now. But once I do, yeah, I don't think it's something that I'm afraid of doing. I just am taking my time figuring it out on where I want to go and where I want to move. But if you ever have the itch to move and you know exactly where you want to go, you know exactly what you want to do, you have a city in mind, you can physically envision yourself living there, do it. Especially young, because you have the drive, you have the energy, you have the willpower to get out there and to figure it out. And the older you get, the more settled you get in where you are. So if you're young and you have an inkling of like, I want to live in this city, I want to move to this place, do it. You can do it. You can do anything. Young people, listen to me right here. You can do anything. It truly is just a question of how bad do you want it? Oh no. How to deal with your partner sending videos / pics of other girls to their friends behind you? Break up. Break up. And that's not me saying that lightly. That's me saying that man is a slut and a whore. And if he has the option to fuck another girl, I think he absolutely would. And I don't think that's a position you should be in. I don't think any woman ever should be in a relationship where they think or know, most importantly, or have to worry about their partner doing anything behind their back, whether it's talking to another girl, looking at photos, videos, sending photos or videos, or sleeping with them behind their back. That is not anxiety that I think you should have to deal with in a relationship. And I argue that if you're in a relationship where that is an anxiety that you have, I don't think it'll work. I don't think you should be in a relationship that causes you anxiety. You know what I mean? Leave immediately. Tell him he's a piece of shit to his face. Tell him he does not deserve you. And get the fuck out of there. The beautiful thing about leaving a man, especially that's not giving you what you want, is it will make you feel like a queen. It will make you feel like, oh my God, wow, I'm so incredibly powerful. I told this man to fuck off and I'm going out there and I'm getting everything that I want because he can't give it to me. Kudos, mama. Opinions on being lazy and putting things off. Ooh, I am a notorious. I'm just like an avoidant. Do you know what I mean? Especially when I get overwhelmed or anxious or anything like that. I become very avoidant and very lazy because here's the simple answer. It is easier to sit down and do nothing and just feel complete anxiety than it is to actually get up and do the thing. Probably doing the thing or doing the task or doing the job that it takes in front of you that is causing the anxiety is easier than you ever could have thought. But it's easier to not do the task and to be lazy and to lay down and to be avoidant and to avoid those things. But the funny thing is that's not living life. That's not living life. You're not living life. You're not engaging with life. You're not being an active participant in life. You are letting life pass you by. And a lot of the ways that I avoid that is just by, honestly, you really have to see that big picture for yourself. And if you can't see that big picture for yourself, you have to build the idea of a big picture for yourself. Girl, mood board it out, dream a little bit, you know what I mean? But every time I find myself in that position where I'm like laying down on the floor, I don't want to move, I don't want to do it, I just don't. Me having to go to the doctor, me having to go to therapy, me having to go get my tags replaced, like I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Okay, cool. You don't want to. That's fine. Is it based in a sense of I'm just burnt out and I do actually need a moment to rest before I can go do those things? Okay, valid. Take a moment, take a breather, rest up, recharge, rebuild, move forward. Or is it based on the fact that I'm just lazy and I'm avoiding things that are important to me because it's the easier choice? If it's that one, you really have to envision that big picture idea of your life, that big picture idea of how you want to live life, of what kind of life you want to live. Is you sitting down, laying down, not doing anything going to help that dream become reality? No. Cool. Well, then get the fuck up. How bad do you want that reality to be? It is so simple to bring your dreams into reality. All it takes is getting the fuck up and doing the task in front of you. One task at a time. It's not that overwhelming. You don't have to do the 30 million tasks in front of you. That's not what anybody is asking you to do. All you have to do is do the one in front of you. One task at a time. You can always take breaks in between. That's the beautiful thing. That's what really has helped my laziness. You can always take a 5-minute break. Breaks are always available to you. If you do a task and it's hard, like working out, sometimes even doing the dishes can feel like working out, especially if you're in that avoidance stage. It can feel like a big picture task. Doing that big thing, taking a little 5, 10, 15-minute break, getting up, doing the next thing, it will help chunk it up. It will help you from getting overwhelmed. And also it will reinforce the treat mindset of like, okay, I can do these things and then I can reward myself. I can do these hard things and then I can rest and relax. And guess what? The rest and the relaxation you're going to feel after actually completing your tasks will feel 10 times better, 10 times more rewarding, and actually restful than if you just avoid the shit that you need to do and just be lazy, because that's going to be an anxiety-filled rest. That's going to be anxiety-filled laying on the floor versus, okay, I'm exhausted, but also I'm actually able to receive some rest because it's not based in anxiety and avoidance. You know what I mean? It's the easier choice to lay down and be lazy and put things off, but is it the right choice? Something to think about. Okay, I've been scrolling through the questions and literally question after question after question is like, I need a new job, I need a new job, I need a new job, I need a new job. And here's the thing. I'm sure all of the jobs are paying well, or it's like there's nothing actually horrible, awful about the jobs. It's just like I think you're probably burnt out from the same 9-to-5 routine you've been doing for the past how many years, how many months, you know what I mean? And I would like to give you guys the understanding and opportunity to maybe do a seasonal job. I think seasonal jobs are so slept on, especially when you need that just extra dose of, just getting out of your usual routine, trying something new, maybe going to a new place. Seasonal jobs are fantastic. I have so many friends who do seasonal jobs working on farms. I have so many friends who do seasonal jobs working at bars, working on ranches, working with horses, teaching kids, like summer camps, things like that. There are so many opportunities. Specifically, I recommend, like, if you're trying to find them, looking on coolworks.com. If I could leave everything behind right here, right now, like, I mean, I have a cat. I can't bring my cat with me. But if I could leave everything and just go work somewhere else, bitch, my ass would have been in Jackson Hole a month ago working the seasonal job. Like, hello. If you need to switch it up, there might even be seasonal jobs like in the area that you're in. Like I said, working with local produce, working with farms, working a farm stand. Seasonal jobs are always available, and it's not a long-term commitment. It's only like maybe 3 to 6 month commitment. So if you have the desire and the need to like just leave your life behind and run away and experience something new, I think seasonal jobs are such a good way to do that. And seasonal jobs are available here in the US. They're available in other countries. I highly recommend, if you're young, specifically finding a seasonal job that offers housing where you are, so then you don't have to figure out so many different other things. Work for a national park. We need more people protecting our national parks now, more so than ever. But yeah, there's so many options out there that you can switch up, try something new, try something really cool out. Go to a country you've never been to, go to a state you've never been to, try a job you've never tried that's outside of just like, okay, well, let me switch from this serving job to this serving job. It's like, cool, well, maybe try a serving job in a whole different state, in a whole different country. Maybe you work with children. Cool, go work a summer camp in a whole different state or in nature for the summer. I had a coworker who did that, who was like worked all winter where we were and then was an art teacher at a summer camp all summer. And it was like, that was her passion. That's what she lived for. The winters were just for having a good time, drinking, making a little bit of money so then she can go out there during the summer. There is always an opportunity if you seek it out. That's what's so beautiful about life. There truly is always an opportunity if you seek it out. You just have to know what you're looking for. And sometimes you don't even know what you're looking for until you apply and you get accepted. Fuck it. Apply to that job. Try this one out. Try that one out. Who cares if you hear a million no's? Eventually, you're going to hear a yes. That's for fucking sure. This one friend gives me weird vibes, but everybody else likes them. Oh, this is a hard one. This is hard because I think it's so important to trust your intuition. I think it's very important to trust your intuition, especially when it comes to other people. Like your gut instinct about other people. If you meet someone and they have awful energy and a weird vibe, I think you should listen to it and believe it, because I hate to say it, but it's always right. It really is. At least for me personally, because I think I'm able to decipher other people a little bit easier because I like myself. When you like yourself, you will have an easier time making these distinctions because you'll be grounded in how you view people, which is net positive. If you view yourself positive, you will also kind of view other people in a net positive. So when you do feel that gut instinct of negative, you'll be like, okay, wait, usually I'm a positive person. I like myself. I do enjoy interacting with other people, but this interaction is weird and awkward and odd. Every time I felt that, I've been like, I don't know, I'm going to remember that in the back of my head, and I'm going to kind of like distance myself in a sense, but I'm not going to be like a mean bitch. Like, I'm just going to wait until it's proven to me. And every single time, that weird bitch instinct, it's always proven to me. It always is. I'm like, I clocked that months ago. I knew this was going to happen. Always. It's good to give people the benefit of the doubt, but if you're like, I don't know, this conversation's odd, this behavior's weird, I feel like you're kind of putting me down, but also you're smiling at me and I'm confused, listen to that gut instinct. I also think when you view yourself negatively, you have a hard time distincting between like those interactions with people, because negative people always view people negatively, in that sort of way. I also think that's what makes the weird bitches the weird bitches. It's like they hate themselves, they hate everybody else around them. And that comes off very subconsciously, which is when you might get that gut instinct of like, wait a minute, this person's acting a little odd. So if you can base yourself in positivity, you will have an easier time deciphering that intuition. But if you do get that gut instinct of like, weird bitch alert, yeah, you're probably right. I hate to say it, you are probably right. How do I heal my inner teen? Honestly, I'm healing my inner teen right now in 2 parts. And I realize I really haven't addressed her because she's such an emo little bitch, but like love her for that because she is a down ass, hard ass bitch. I just never really connect with her because she's a little intimidating. So number 1, healing my inner teen, therapy. We got to work on the dark side of stuff. Like I said in the beginning, we got to work on those emotions that maybe are a little bit more scary, those memories that are a little bit more scary. They're holding me back in a way that I just can't understand right now. But I know that once I address it and once I work through those things, And once I see how it affects my daily life, or maybe the relationships I build, or the experiences that I go after, maybe my substance issues, I think it will just help me become a more well-rounded, understanding individual of myself, which is very important. It'll build a lot of self-strength. It'll build a lot of self-understanding and just power behind that. I think that's very important. Like I said, I don't think that's something I can do alone. Even as a teen, that was not something I could do alone. I was impatient. I needed a lot of extra help, and I don't think you should be afraid to ask for help. If you need help, asking for help was the bravest thing I ever did, and I don't think I would be here without it. And I'm so proud of my younger self for being so just strong for that and knowing what I needed even in the moment. And I know now maybe that's something I need. Not so scary as what it was back then. I just need like a little bit of a boost, or maybe a third party perspective that's non-judgmental, but help nonetheless. I think it's important. And if you have the privilege to get help, do so. Go get it. You deserve it. We all need a little help sometimes. We can't go through this life alone. When I was younger, I used to want to like lay down and die before I even asked somebody to help me up. And it's like, you will die. You gotta ask eventually. Like, people will keep driving over you through the mud. You have to ask for help if you need it. If you can't get up, if your legs aren't working, girl, somebody out there wants to grab your hand and help pull you up. And I think that's beautiful. And I think there's always an opportunity for that. And if you need it, do it. It will be the bravest thing and best thing you ever do for yourself. Now, outside of that, something that I've been doing that's a little bit more fun that also is helping me heal my inner teen is just doing my favorite teen activities. You know what I mean? The same way that you would heal your inner child, where it's like, I'm going to do arts and crafts, or I'm going to do, you know, whatever it was that I loved to do when I was a child, like collecting my favorite dolls, collecting my favorite books, going back to the literature, but going back to whatever you enjoyed when you were younger. I think healing your inner teen is also doing a part of that, which is just engaging in your favorite activities that maybe you forgot about along the way. Except for when I was a teen, I was just a bit more of a delinquent. So it's like kind of making peace with the delinquent activities and finding a classy adult way to do it. So what I've been doing personally to heal my inner teen is every night I sit out on the front porch with my cat, my childhood cat who I love endlessly. And I know my inner teen is looking at me and just like sobbing over the fact that we're together and life is good. And I get to love on him so much. And I sit outside on my porch and I watch the sunset go down and I read smut fan fiction. And I either have like a glass of wine or I like roll a joint for myself to smoke out on the front patio. It is truly the little things. It's like, no. If Teen Hannah could see me now, she'd be like, we made it. We survived all of that for this, and it was so incredibly worth it. But I forgot how much I just wanted to do that when I was younger. Like the fact I was reading so much smut fan fiction. Like, what teen girl isn't, you know what I mean? But I was like, you know what, let's get back into it because I do miss those days. And I've been reading that. I've been reading Kitchen Confidential, which is kind of smut fan fiction in its own separate, silly way. Having a little joint at the end of the day to take the edge off, and like taking a moment to roll myself something to show myself appreciation. And also just showing the things around me that I had when I was younger. Just some love, some appreciation. It is healing and a little bit life-changing. Helps the perspective of everything become a little bit more well-rounded and appreciative of everything that I've gone through. Also, what's beautiful about when you're a teen is you dare to dream a little bit bigger. I mean, you know the reality of what's in front of you, but you do kind of start to realize like, wow, I could do that. You know, like I could go to this college, or I could move to this place, or I'm pinning a bunch of boards about this one little thing that I want. I want to live out in New York City and go become this big star. I want to go. You dream just a little bit harder than you do at any point in time in the rest of your life. And I think that's really important to tap into, especially where I am now in my mid-20s, where I feel like I was faking the adult thing, which, you know, I did fake it till I made it. Now I'm feeling a little bit more level. And now I'm understanding the importance of that dreaming and that desire for what you want, and the unstoppable ability that you have when you're a teen, where it's like fuck you, fuck everything, fuck what everybody else says about me. I don't care if you think I can't do it. I'm gonna go fucking do that thing. I think that energy is so powerful. I think it's so potent. It can be a little bit enthralling and a little bit not based in reality sometimes, but I do think it's important to understand those desires and those wants and those needs, and to actually go out and get them. You want them for a reason. You're desiring for them for a reason. I mean, sometimes, like I said, not based in reality, you can just be like, okay, cute girl, let's think about it for a second and move on. But those things that stick with you, that you know you want, that have been there since you were a teen, I think those things are very important to follow through on. There's something about looking back on my past selves, and sure, I was young, I was embarrassing, I was making mistakes, but like, I do it all for them. I really do. And that's what's beautiful about life and continuing on in general, is you have endless opportunities to grow, to change, to develop into a new person, and to look back on those past selves, what they were trying to achieve. And even if you weren't able to do it then, you always have the opportunity to do it now. You always do. Every day is a new opportunity. Every day we wake up, we are giving a new opportunity to just look at the world around us and to decide what we want, and to ultimately just go after it. It is the hardest thing you do. It is probably the bravest thing you'll ever do, but I do think it is important to actively live our lives and to not passively live our lives. And your passions, no matter what, no matter how big or small, are important. Like the question before said, like, what if I'm just happy doing something simple? That is important. Even if it's simple, it is so incredibly important, because you know what you want. That's what makes it important. You know what you desire. You know what you're looking for. And it can be simple. Sometimes it is simple. Actually, the most important things are sometimes the simplest. But simply having that recognition, having that understanding, and then having the desire for yourself to do better and to go after those things is how we ultimately eventually live those dream lives. How we then one day are laying on our deathbed and know that we have lived our lives to the fullest because we heard that internal desire and we went after it. So I think with this next half of my 20s, I'm just gonna be outside, live my life, say yes to everything, hang out with those people, go to that house show, go on that party bus with 50 people that I have no clue who they are, but also just like understand that desire and go after everything I want. Not live my life for anybody else but mine, to live fully in my intuition, and to be brave enough to achieve those goals and those dreams that are things that are calling me, that are impossible to ignore. They're impossible to ignore for a reason. Be brave enough to answer the call and to go after them, to live unapologetically for myself, and to get a little selfish in that sort of sense. Even if it is a hard decision, to be like, you know what, but it's what I do need right now, and it is what I am desiring, and I know that it's the right choice for me, even if it is the hard choice. That's a shitty thing about adulting. It's like, goddamn, that's the hard choice, but I do know. I know deep down in my heart it's the right one. I don't know. I'm feeling hopeful going forward. I do think I'm at a place in life that I never thought I could get to stability-wise. And I think that's very important. It's important to look back and see the growth that you have done in your life and you have achieved in your life. To not diminish it or say it's small or compare it to other people. What have you done for yourself? How have you grown, and how can you celebrate that? I think that's so important. Because the way that I've grown is completely different than the way my friends have grown, or, you know, things that they've achieved. But still, that doesn't negate what I have done and the importance of it. It's good to look back, reflect, celebrate, and also dream a little bit going forward. Understand that this is our life and we can do anything we want with it. All we got to do is find that dream, find that intuition, and chase it. Chase after everything we want. It's always an option. Choosing yourself is always an option. Anyways, with that being said, love you all so incredibly much. Hopefully I could dose you with a little bit of positivity for this beautiful summer week that we are having. May is here in full swing. We are going to live this summer so fully. We are going to say yes to everything. We are going to create so many memories. We are just going to get outside and live. That's the whole point of summer. You know, the trees are alive, the flowers are alive, the plants are alive, the bugs are alive. It's time for you to live too, bitch. But I love you all so much. If you want to hear more from me, or if you want your question answered, come join the Patreon at patreon.com/smokeseshawty. I answer every single question on the Patreon episode. Yes, every single question. I think last week we had 40 questions. Yup, I sit down, I answer every one to the best of my ability. I also upload more fun things, like we do Sunday spiritual stuff. I just did a full moon write up, which please survive this full moon on Monday the best that you can. Weekly inspirations, spells, things like that. Very fun over there. Patreon.com/smoke-shoddy. And if you want your question answered for the podcast, I do it on my Instagram. I had somebody ask, like, hey, what if we have a question, but we don't have Instagram? If you are listening on Spotify does have comments. If you feel like it, you can leave your comment under the Spotify. If you're on YouTube, you can leave your comment under the YouTube. I'll see those questions and I'll answer them. You know what I mean? If you want to DM me on Instagram, that works too. And also you can just email me. That works. There's always a way to get your question to me, and I will try and answer it if I see it. Absolutely. But I do answer a majority of the questions on my Instagram. I upload the questionnaire every Sunday. It's up for 24 hours. So we are intuitively connected for the week. But my Instagram is at Hannah Marlene if you want to see what I'm up to or submit your question. But with that being said, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just being on this crazy, chaotic journey that is life. Stay sexy, stay sane, and I'll see you all so soon. Mwah.